This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Power on. Power on.
It's time to take your place on the starting grid and get ready for Racer Radio. Your host, Dave Stahl, about to take you for a white-knuckled lap around the motorsports industry, covering everything from top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Watch for the apex, because here comes Racer Radio with Dave Stahl.
All right, folks, welcome. You are listening to Racer Radio, FM 96.1. AM 1170.
The answer.
This is my favorite segment. Having Britney in the house is always such a blast. And I do get that from listeners, too, just so you'll know.
Thanks.
All right, well, we're going to have a guest on, but unfortunately, she'd rather go flat track racing, probably.
Can't blame her.
Can't blame her. No argument there. No argument
No,
there.
she's stuck and hopefully everything's resolved.
Right. But that's scfta.org.
I know they have a Facebook page, Southern California Flat Track Association. They started last night. I believe their first race was last night.
She's tired.
And
does she race?
I had a lot of questions.
Oh, and
as
she's
well.
not here.
I don't know a whole lot, so we'll try to reschedule
We'll reschedule it. So right now, I am literally bursting at my seams about this race at the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Even Steve, who is not
a race fan
at all, not really, just likes to watch me, and that's it. He just texted me at 3:04. Weird race today. They are racing in the LA Coliseum. It even caught his eye.
Well, and goodness gracious, it started at noon.
It's 3:00, so 3 hours have gone by.
Yeah,
I was in the park all
for
morning.
For an hour, there was no racing because they had some guy jumping around. Who was that, Brandon?
That was Pitbull, Mr. 305.
Some guy jumping around.
Well,
That's what you saw?
Well, who is that?
He's a rapper
he's
from
an
Miami.
artist.
Is he any good?
No.
Oh!
I hate him.
Okay.
Okay.
He has a big following.
Brandon Thomas, 1-800-BRANDON Thomas for all complaints.
Right. Come to me. Yeah. But I will say there was two other performers there. I
And
just looked this up.
Yeah. Who were the other ones?
So the female one you were talking about, her name is Allie Brooke. She is from the group Fifth Harmony.
Oh,
and
yes.
my wife loves Fifth Harmony. I can't stand them. So.
Okay.
And the last one makes sense.
That skinny guy, whoever that skinny guy was.
No, the skinny guy was Pitbull. There was another guy there.
Okay. What was the other guy?
Ice Cube. He's from L.A. That makes sense.
That
was
sense.
Ice Cube?
That was Ice Cube.
That makes sense.
But it must have been choreographed because everybody was jumping in all three of those performances. Go back and look at it.
I will definitely take a look because if there's a choreographed Ice Cube dance, I need to see that because he's a gangster rapper kind of guy.
And what happened to country western?
I guess NASCAR fans aren't into that.
I think
get it.
they already have those fans. To me, I'm thinking they're trying to reach out, and when we went into this conversation, I thought maybe they're trying to reach out to a new fan base, and Steve just now put looks pretty cool. So right there is evidence.
Okay,
they're
discussion.
reaching out for other broader fan base.
Okay, I stand
is
corrected.
My guess, which makes sense because right now weren't they just introducing the drivers, which they do.
Yeah, and you love driver introduction.
I do, and I think it's a fantastic idea if you're trying to get new
Well, and
fans.
if you want to put your favorite driver with a car, that doesn't hurt. A little over $1 million to build a track. They did it super quick. They put plastic plywood down, filled up the inside.
They talked to the Supercross people. How do you do this?
Yeah, right. I'm sure they did. I have to say the track looks like it's been there for 100 years.
There was. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but the problem is it's a quarter-mile track, and they're getting ready to unleash 23 cars.
Well, Kyle Busch is used to it. I mean, Kyle Larson's used to it, and now Chase Elliott. And
I was going to say Kyle Busch is not racing anymore.
Yeah, he is.
He got into a wreck, and he's not going to be able to qualify for it. And same thing with Brad Keselowski. Gosh.
Oh, no.
That's a tongue twister.
I can't say Lenny's last name, but I can say Keselowski. Isn't that weird?
All I can say is my boy Joey Logano looks pretty good so far. So
No,
snaps.
Larson is going to take it.
he's going to take it. I know it
Well,
for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
He's already
used to a
he's
tiny
automatic
track.
on the pole.
Okay.
Automatic.
I know.
Wait,
he's,
I'm sorry.
he's even
there it is.
favorited for Vegas as well.
Yeah.
It's
in terms of
really
wins.
only a quarter mile.
Quarter mile.
Are you serious? I mean, because Barona
Okay,
runs
see that-
stock cars
I
up to
know.
20
Yeah.
on our quarter mile.
Okay, you ready for this?
There it is.
Top speed. You ready?
Oh,
Guess.
top speed. Oh goodness, you're putting me on
It didn't look that
75.
fast.
Huh?
Yeah.
75.
63.
Oh no!
Jeez. Yeah. See, that's what I thought. It
No,
looked
because it's not even the
Well, I don't know how
the
they're
front
gonna-
straight and the back
Yeah.
straight aren't even straight.
Yeah.
They're all pitched. Let's see how everything's turned.
Oh,
And
Oh.
there is
sorry,
no,
listeners. I'm looking at the track for
Yeah.
the first time. I've
There
been out of the
is
loop.
no passing
Yeah, I don't even know.
unless you push somebody out of the way.
No, that's what you just. Yeah, that's what we were talking about the very beginning when I was looking at the qualifying with you.
Yeah.
Earlier in the show,
Yeah.
or like first hour, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's about location.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna push your way up to the front. I look at Bubba Wallace
Yeah.
in terms of. How he qualified.
Yeah.
He had to push a guy literally into the
Literally
wall and
into the
make
wall.
him disqualify. So he
know.
can get in to qualify for this race.
I think, and it's funny too because the car bodies aren't steel anymore; they're composite, so they don't bend like when they were first out, just practicing. They were ramming into each other.
Oh, were they?
I think they were trying to see what the car could take and what it couldn't take. 'Cause this is the first time in the car. This is all new cars. Wait till you see no lug nuts. No lug nuts. So there's only a center nut,
Just one big one.
one big honking center nut, and there's no way you're going to mess up with an impact wrench, unless that impact wrench is the size of a football. But I mean, yeah, so it's a center nut, 17-inch, I think 17-inch tire and wheels, 17 or 18, which are huge because, they used to run 15s. So they've done a lot for this season, and it's going to be interesting. I mean, they're really working the fans. They're really working.
Think they are, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is good commentators: Mike Joy, Tony Stewart, and Clint Boyer.
Blake Shelton, they got the cowboy.
They got the cowboy, but he didn't have his cowboy hat on. But
Finally have a country artist there.
I think he's Grand Marshal, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's funny.
But I love Clint Boyer. I think Boyer does a phenomenal job. Tony has turned out to be a really, really good announcer.
Good taste in women, too. Didn't he just marry Leah?
In fact, I'm going to try to make sure I can get you hooked up. They want to do an interview.
Who?
The PR people for Stewart and Pruitt.
Yay.
I figured it'd be fun to have you on
Yeah,
board.
so you let me interview with her last time.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, she wished me well on a season. I was like, oh. I fanned out.
Yeah, I know. I sent you an email on it last week.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You may have got it.
Thank you.
Are you hot and heavy on all your emails, young lady?
It's been a demanding week.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So, but anyway, so it'll be interesting. Now we're getting ready, I think, for a 23 lapper or a 23 lapper. I don't even know how many laps the last race is, but 23 cars.
23 cars on a quarter mile. But again, Barona holds 20.
I know, but these are a
63?
little bit bigger.
63 is the top speed.
Yeah. That was in qualifying, so they're not going that fast. Now.
Was that single? Just one person
Yeah,
out there?
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And Daniel, he's just done a phenomenal job for the Hispanic community. I mean, he has been going to all kinds of events. He's been reaching out to Mexico.
You're talking Suarez, correct?
Yeah,
Daniel
Suarez.
Starting fifth, so that's got to be
I guess
good.
it would help if I said who I was
There
talking
might be a
about.
couple other Daniels out
Yeah,
there, but starting fifth is probably
He
not a
did-
bad spot.
And he did it I think he did it without taking anybody out. I'm not sure.
Famous last words.
Well, I've got everything taped. I just got to sit here and watch the whole thing with no sound,
Oh.
which, other than Brendan in my ear, that's about all I got.
Well,
Sorry.
so it's going to be starting fairly soon.
Fairly soon.
They're
So let's
getting new fans like Steve Summers.
exactly. So let's take a break. We'll have Brendan go get the hot dogs and the popcorn and the soda for the big race.
Okay, sounds good.
Right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
Is that Pitbull?
No, this is my old band. Hey, it's Chemistry. This is Steven, me, and Mike.
Look at that.
Richie and
See, and he's
Sean
not
Cornell.
listening.
He's not listening. Thank you.
Right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
I think we got Dirt Dude on the line, right? No, he hasn't called in. What's he doing?
I don't know. He's
Still
thinking
waiting.
about it still.
Well, what I was my curiosity was, how many championships has Paul Dyke not won? at
Which
Verona?
division has he not won
Yeah,
yet?
because he's won in at least 2 or 3 that I'm aware of.
I wonder what he's going to go after next. Dwarf cars?
Dwarf cars. Mini dwarfs.
Compacts.
Mini dwarfs.
So we have a new mini dwarf driver in the family.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like,
Hey, Dirt Dude.
sounds weird.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Are you watching this race?
No, I'm a little busy right now. Elbows deep into an intake manifold on a BMW.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear.
wow.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's the weirdest layout. It's a Super Bowl with 4 wheels.
I'd say different,
Yeah, I
not
watched
weird.
a little bit of it, but when I had like lunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was seeing what they call it, not the heat races, but not even the qualifiers. It's like pre-part of it.
Well, they have last chance qualifiers too.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, now they're doing the national anthem and saluting the flag, and they're getting ready to race.
That's good stuff.
So if you're not doing anything, I'd be curious to hear what you think. It has
I'm
no.
just like, I'm taping it because I'm going to watch it later.
Oh,
on
okay.
tonight, and that way
So
can
am I.
get
And it
through
has nothing to do with dirt. Has nothing to do with asphalt. Because when you watch, we definitely are going to have you back next Thursday, unless you have, or next Sunday. What am I talking about?
Sorry for the weird look. Yeah,
I know,
Thursday.
that was
What's
weird.
going on?
No,
Okay,
next Sunday, either in studio or call in, because I want to do a recap on this event.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be a different show, and everyone has to figure it's either going to be entertaining or you're either going to love it or hate it.
Well, Britney came out really smart with a statement.
Not enough people say that.
Because
Dave.
I'm sitting here going, what the? I mean, Bulldog? I mean, what kind of a band
I
is
saw that, and I was like, well, I'm
Bulldog?
gonna-
Pitbull.
Pitbull. It's not a band. It's a rapper. Pitbull.
Oh, Pitbull. Okay, well,
He's
what?
a car owner, too. He's a
Yeah,
car
well,
is
that's
it?
the other thing. I
Oh.
thought that's who he was talking about.
Oh,
I
that's
did not know that. I know that Dana White is,
There's Kyle Larson.
sponsoring.
Oh,
Dana
really?
White is sponsoring a car because he has a bourbon company. As
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
and he's sponsoring
yeah.
Somebody. So
And then who was that other guy? Popsicle?
Oh, my goodness, David.
popsicle. Oh, Ice Cube.
That's
Ice Cube,
it.
Sorry.
That's it. I wasn't sure. I knew
He's
it
an
was.
actor and he's a musician
He
and
might get into the 80s here pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
He's
no
getting there.
kidding. But Britney said they're probably reaching out. I don't know about Ice Cube, but they're even Pitbull. But
Good, you got it.
I know I almost said Bulldog again. But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so what did you think of the layout of the car? No lug nuts.
I
Composite
think it's going to be
composite
another design.
bodies. And
It looks different, too. Like, they're not like a 4-door, but they're a 2-door.
yeah, they look like coupes.
Yeah.
And
But they're
I-
long doors. They're
Yeah.
a long body.
but I don't know. I can't remember. I got to look it up if it's 17-inch tire and wheels or 18-inch, which they were running, I think, 15s. So, I mean, they've changed
It's a
this.
lot of new things all at once.
Yeah. Just,
Seems
Well,
like.
it's cool seeing them now with aluminum rims rather than the old steel rims.
but I don't know, man. These new wheels are gorgeous. I love these new
Yeah.
wheels.
Out of everything, I'm just curious what turn 1, lap 1's going to look like. Going
Yeah,
in.
well, because there's no passing. I'm just here to tell you, unless you're,
My
It's the
goodness.
last lap that's going to be the best one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
All or nothing.
yeah, you're gonna, even though there's no more chrome, but you're gonna chrome horn the whatskis out of it. I mean, it was pretty mild to this point, and I don't know how many laps there are. I didn't even, for some reason. So it'll be interesting. So I'm looking forward to.
Like 150. I don't know.
Yeah, I
150
think
laps
you're
or
right.
50 miles.
I think you're right.
I wonder how they're going to do it. They're going to have to do a break in the middle and do fuel and tires and stuff like that. But there's like no pit road there.
That's what I was wondering. Physically,
what
where?
they have is you make that super hard left in turn 4, and then you go have these little parking spots that you park
Are you
in.
serious? Or are you
No, I'm
being
dead serious.
hypothetical?
No, and then all the crew is leaning up against the K rail to the right. Yeah, it's so. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see them doing anything major in the infield, but we'll see. And then in 2 weeks they got to go to Daytona and do it all over again, but on the big track.
Yeah, you know that these cars aren't going there. They build short course and long course cars. So.
Right. And a couple of the guys,
they just sent them back.
yeah, and a couple of guys were actually trying to shift with these things.
When? It's just a quarter
Well,
mile.
I know. Most of them stayed in second gear,
Okay.
but there was a couple of drivers. You know what they should do? They should, all these cars that survive or don't survive, they should donate them to charity, to auction them off.
I like that idea.
They're using 18-inch forged aluminum wheels.
I knew he
and
would.
they're
Okay.
wider as well.
Yeah. What were they?
Nice.
What they run at 19 or 2020 or 21?
21 prior.
What were they? 15-inch back in the couple years back.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Good.
Back in the 60s.
Yeah. Easy, big fella. So. Yeah. So, what are you doing working on a BMW?
It had a vacuum leak and it was sucking oil through this diaphragm thing. So basically, I was like, oh, I'll fix it, and it's a fun project.
Yes.
I didn't know you were an owner of a BMW.
Well, I'm an owner of many things, man.
When
Oh,
he
well-
was here last, we talked about that because my dad and I had one.
toolbox that you see that I send you pictures of, all those great drawers and everything. That's just not for show. That's for work. I use some stuff.
You're talking about a motorcycle.
No, a silver
Oh.
BMW, just like my dad and I used to have. And I saw it down there when he was in studio a few weeks ago, and I said, "How are the oil leaks?" Because we could not get a handle on all the oil leaks.
Neither can he.
One of the things, they
Yeah.
have all these plastic lines and they're all cracking, and then there's a diaphragm in there that pulls all the vacuum, and it pulls the vacuum the intake man or through the valve cover, and if the diaphragm goes out, then you have excessive vacuum in the head gas or in the
valve cover
and
gasket.
it starts sucking.
Yeah.
It starts sucking oil. It'll basically drink the oil right out of the oil pan.
They're fun little cars to drive. They're super fun, but I could smell my dad coming before
But
I
with
could
all
hear
your
him.
money, just take it into the BMW shop and just tell them to do it.
Oh, goodness.
What do you think? I got Dave Stahl money
Oh,
to live with or something?
hey,
Yeah.
trust me, man. Why do you think I have 16 cars? As they break, they just
Oh my
sit
goodness!
there. I think I'm down to 9 right now. No.
How many could you start up and drive to the studio?
To the studio? Mine?
No, of the
crew?
9 or 16.
Well, the majority of them that will start and run are my wife's.
Had a girl, Michelle.
My Mini Cooper starts. I might have to jump start either the
Okay,
some
I
of the
won't count a
MRTs.
battery.
Yeah. Oh, in that case, they all run.
It would just be a battery.
Yeah, they're all. I've got
yeah,
the
that's
battery
nothing.
tenders. I got
That's
the
nothing.
cable. I got everything. I just haven't done it. I need to get
Now, then the other
Craig
thing
to
is
come
you
over.
always get loaner cars too. So you
I
got
know.
that one week.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you got Like
true.
a Ford the next week.
Well,
and then,
Do you know what the shortest track was in NASCAR history? By
What?
the way, this is not the shortest, apparently. It's in Islip, New York.
Yeah, I know
back
Islip.
in the 71. And the winner, if you had to guess, in 1971, who won it?
You got this, Dave. Come
Dale
on.
Earnhardt.
No, not Dale Earnhardt. A very, very famous NASCAR racer.
Well, that'd be Petty.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. I got to get a ding sound effect.
Yeah, you gotta get a ding sound
Hold
effect.
on, here we go. There you go.
Ah,
There we go.
goodness.
Good job.
So how big was the track?
It was 0.2, right on the mark. 0.2.
Oh,
So
wow.
2 miles.
I can't even imagine how that track.
You could do that in your office.
Hey.
How many? And they probably.
constant left.
I wonder if they had 43 cars on there.
I'll take a look into
Yeah.
that. I'm not sure how many cars they had.
Yes.
Back then they didn't have that many. They were probably more like 20 to 25.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. They're bringing all of these people
Lots
out,
of grand marshals.
and I have no idea who any of them
There was just
are.
an Olympian. There was the Dodgers.
Oh, I knew Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But anyway, I digress. So,
Well, the prestige of it being in the Coliseum is cool because, I mean, you've had
Yeah.
everything here. You have stadium trucks, supercross, and monster trucks. Everything is done there. So,
Well-
30,
we'll
by
see
the way,
if they do it
33.
again next year.
33 cars in total.
33 cars were in that .7
Oh, my goodness.
race.
Oh my goodness, they're just nose to
Nose to tail.
nose to tail, completely all the way around.
Oh, Well, somebody wasn't thinking. Well, you're right, though. Going to the Coliseum is like going to Indy, I think it's almost the same kind of prestige. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I thought that it'd be cool to do like a local track here, like do Irwindale. That way they didn't have to build everything. But
I know.
doing this, they can create their own whole mecca then.
Yeah, but see, if they got in defense of, well, not in defense, but it's kind of Irwindale, there's no way they could handle the crowds. They couldn't handle a NASCAR
yeah, they
crowd.
wouldn't. They'd have to bring in more stadium seating, but this has more seating, but you're in the middle of L.A.
Yeah, and the thing that's so insane about this,
I had a bunch of people that were like, "Oh, I don't know, NASCAR sucks and everything." But then I look on Facebook today, and half of them are like, "Hey, we're in the grandstands today." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, I know. I know. I've had 2 or 3 people say, "Are you here? Are you here?" I go, "No, that must mean you don't listen to my radio show because I am here.
They would know.
I am here." But be that as it may.
Funny story about the 1971 race. There was a scoring error, so they actually only did 130 laps instead of the 150 that they were planning. So that's kind of funny.
That's because they got dizzy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, when you said that earlier, I thought they probably weren't transponders.
I was just going to say they probably were not transponders.
How do you keep track of
They
that?
probably lost track of who was leading for a while too.
Boy, isn't
Just
that?
throw it out there, see if the results stick.
Yeah, and that's it. Hey, let's see if we have anybody come out of the pits with a wrench, and they're going to thump us on the noggin. Yeah, so. All right, so you're getting ready for racing, buddy?
Yep. Hopefully. I'm still waiting for April 2nd to come around, and that's going to be the first race. We're doing some other stuff. I'm going to go out and do Imperial's doing some racing out at Imperial County Fairgrounds.
Oh, good.
The 5th and 6th of next month.
Monster trucks?
Monster trucks, they want to do some stuff. So, yeah, they're going to be at Del Mar Fair this year.
Good.
In June, July. So, yeah, and then Coca still racing. Paris has got their schedule out. They're going to start racing soon, so it's going to break loose, and there's going to be a ton of stuff to do.
Yep, and then you're going to be complaining you have no time to do anything.
So get that manifold done.
Now.
All right, so get off the phone, get that Beamer back together, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. You guys have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. This is Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. I want to see Brendan do that. Oh, jeez. All right, folks, this is FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
This is Racer Radio.
Good thing it's radio and not TV.
Jeez Louise. Holy my goodness. Okay, well, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't bad.
The song, you mean, or
my dance moves?
No. The song.
Oh, okay.
The dance moves were really good, but I mean, the song. I mean, I've heard some raps, and I don't mind. I like all kinds of music.
Upbeat.
Me too. Yeah, but Pitbull, nah, not my cup of tea.
Now, when you were just doing that little move right there,
Yeah.
Did you ever see Beverly Hills Cop, the first one?
With Eddie Murphy.
When they're in the strip club, and the music was going on, and he noticed the 2 guys coming in with the shotguns. You were doing exactly the same dance move that he was doing when he told Taggart, he goes, "Hey, Taggart, see that guy over there in a long jacket in the summer? Don't you think it's a little hot for that?" You can see I've seen this movie.
Yeah,
27
and
times.
that is the image I brought in your head.
But yeah, all with that little dance. It was a crack up. So, what are you doing this year, season-wise, in the racing car? What's the game plan?
My game plan right now, it can always change, is to get to all 8 races at Verona.
Okay.
And then maybe I want to try, my crew and I, we've always wanted to try Santa Maria. I've never raced there.
How far is that?
Not too far. I mean, it's in California.
Yeah.
So
That's a long
not
state.
too bad.
On the other side of L.A.
Yeah. I almost made it there. It got rained out, so then we turned around and I did Ventura.
Is it coastal or inland?
I don't know
Remember.
much. I'm sorry.
All right.
I want to try and do that. I would love to do Cottage Grove, which is a national.
Okay, so you've
That's
actually,
not sure.
but you definitely have the season in your mind if you can pull it off.
If I can pull it off, my plan is to make all of the Verona
Because that's one
races.
thing nice. You don't put tons of pressure on yourself. If you can make it, you make it. If you can't,
Not
you
this
can't.
year. All my 5 seasons of racing, I did put that pressure on to
Really?
making every single race, and it's exhausting.
Well, it is. Not
and
only for you, but the crew.
the crew. It's a lot to ask of my crew as well.
And it's somewhat financially challenging.
Financially, and if I can stay out of the wrecks, that's going to be the big thing. If I get heavy damage, I will not be able to turn around in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have 4 backup cars.
I don't have any backup cars. I'm working full time as usual.
Do you have any backup parts?
I have a few some
Do you have a
pan parts.
motor?
No, I don't. So that would be a long-term fix for this team.
So any of the motorcycle riders out there that are on either a Kawasaki or a Suzuki?
I want my 0708 GSXR 1000.
Okay, so all you guys
love it. But I've tried to maintain everything. I've done a really good job of maintaining. I've had
and you don't run redline.
I don't. Not especially on a quarter mile.
Wouldn't that be a hair curler? Boy,
But,
would that get your attention?
Well, really, they don't run Paris Cocoa Paw
Yeah.
because it's even faster.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to commit if I don't get heavy damage. It's just really hard to turn around,
Sure.
especially these days professionally. I'm tapped out by the end of the week.
And you're not, not taking anything away from your driving skills. You're not out to win a championship. You're really out to have fun. If the championship, you're driving for the championship, but
I hear you. I always want to have a good time. It's so much work that I have to love it.
Well, yeah.
But not having the stress of committing to every race, though I want to.
Right.
I'm hoping to push out of my comfort zone.
Right.
I love that. I have not been able to do that every race, but the races that I have pushed out of my comfort zone are very memorable. I want to get back there.
And do you feel more comfortable this year than you have? And I know I put a lot on power steering. Well, I know I put a ton of emphasis on it, but you just seem like you're different this season than seasons in the past that I've known you.
Well, it might not be the racing why I'm different.
Oh, well, yes, it is, because when we talk racing.
What I'm missing is the seat time. And so that's why last year, like when I was asked how many races did I race last year, I went to a ton of practices and less races because I wasn't in the car at all in 2020.
Right. Well, and that's why I said what I said, because I know you went to more practices than you went to racing, which tells me subliminally you wanted to drive the car not with anything over your head. You just want to drive the car. Not with anybody out there with you necessarily. You just wanted to have some seat time.
I needed to get seat time. I need more seat time.
I will ask the question again. Is this season going to be any different than seasons in the past because of the excessive amount of no stress seat time?
I hope it's better. Like I said, I really want to reach out of my comfort zone more than usual.
Now, when
and
you
not
say out
play
of your
it safe.
comfort zone, what do you mean by that?
Faster, harder.
Ah, okay.
Faster, harder, more passing.
Are you listening to this, crew chief?
I would like to do that because I race on a teacher's salary.
Yeah,
so in the back of my mind is always that, if I go too hard and I crash, can I afford the time and the money? I need to get rid of that. I need to shed that. That's the biggest thing that holds me back. And I want to not have that in the back of my mind.
Well, then see, I told you, you're totally
So it is different.
We sure went a lot. We went, 8 minutes on that. Just try
Around
out
the
the
whole
horn. Yeah, exactly. That track was bigger than the one they're racing on right now.
But I've been there before, and I know Darren Brown is there every race.
Sure.
But I have to work to get there, and I think because my big disadvantage is getting into this so late, I didn't get into it back when I thought that I was invincible. That's back when I was racing 2 wheels. On a mountain bike, I could be backwards, flying sideways, and I would know I would pull it off.
Wow.
I wasn't in a race car when I thought like that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's my
biggest downfall.
Yes.
And you want to see if you can capture a little of that?
More often than not. I remember when I was there at Cottage Grove, outside of my comfort zone. I loved it.
Really?
I want to get back there.
You were on the edge.
I was on the edge. I was pushing it, and I loved it. I was there in Colorado. I loved it.
Well, but see, the difference now is, and when you say you wish you had it when you were on two wheels, I don't think anybody hangs on to that for that long because, yeah, you think you're gonna make it, but when you don't, it's devastating.
And when
now
you're older, it takes longer to heal.
Now you got all the protection in the world.
Oh,
You've got the cage, you got the helmet, you got the neck, you got the heart. You got so.
But I have the mortgage, and I have the.
But see, that car is not going to put you in the hospital. It's going to kill your pocketbook, but it's not going to put you in the hospital. So so this is a good time to go out of that comfort zone.
I hope so. I really want to get there because I love being there.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen enough.
It's like jumping out of an airplane.
That got boring the third time. That honestly was boring the third time.
Was it really?
It was very, very exhilarating the first time. For 2 weeks, I was walking on air. I was, And the second time was pretty fun because we did tricks. And then the third time, it was cool because my mom and dad jumped out as well. And some of my friends came. But it was
boring.
Not exhilarating.
Well, I see you have a very short thrill span. Is that what you're telling me?
Short thrill fuse.
Yeah. I guess. Okay. Well, it was funny you say that because I had a chance to drive a vintage Top Fuel dragster, front engine. After I was done, I was fine.
Was it exhilarating during?
Like you have no idea.
How long did that feeling carry over?
As far as once I got out of the car?
Really?
Days, yeah.
Oh, days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
For days.
I mean, but the experience was euphoric. I mean, it was.
Yes.
It was almost like it's weird, but it's almost like I was floating down the track.
Yeah.
At way over 100 miles an hour, and won the race, and it was just like, wow, I've never experienced that before.
I think that's why we all do this stuff.
I know. And I had the same
Why
experience.
can't you bottle it?
I know. Or give me a pill.
Yeah.
I had the same thing when I was go-karting. When I was racing go-karts, I mean, when I'd get out front, it's like the whole world changed. Mm-hmm. Forgot to breathe. But other than that. So, no, I get exactly. It's just like you say 100 times. You're an adrenaline junkie.
Yes, an adrenaline.
And it's that adrenaline that you kind of crave for.
Yes. It's my drug of choice.
You are going to have to learn to tone that down as you get older. You know,
really?
You're going to have to find a little bit of a or you're going to do like me, and you're going to go take a flat tracks class and fall and break 4 ribs and puncture a lung.
So last Saturday,
what did you do?
It was something my crew chief. He goes, well, we could always sell your car and go flat track racing.
Is he back into that again?
I think he'd rather work on a motorcycle.
Well, it's a lot less. It's a lot less.
Right. But yeah, I'm already looking for my next thrill, just so I have it, and it's probably I'm going to get back on stage behind the keyboard. So I'm seeing myself back on stage in 5 years.
Well, that won't hurt as bad.
Correct.
Hey.
And it's thrilling to write your own music and perform it, and then you see people passionate about it. It's thrilling. It's not as thrilling as racing a car.
So make sure when you get home, you tell Steve Areno that we play his music on this show.
I will. Somebody already texted me. Is that chemistry?
Does he know we do that?
I think I've told him before, yes.
All right, folks. Hope you had a good show. It's been a blast, and it's going to get even better. Gun Owners Radio is right around the corner. Brittany, thanks a million. That was a blast.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, this is Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.